Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract success effortlessly while you're still grinding away? The answer isn't their luck or their connections. It's something you already have: your mind. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how autosuggestion has created more millionaires than any other technique known to man, and how you can start using it today. Napoleon Hill, after studying over 500 of America's wealthiest men for 25 years, came to one undeniable conclusion: whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This isn't some empty motivational quote. It's a fundamental law of how your brain works, a law that's turned ordinary people into extraordinary ones. And today, we're going to unlock that power for you. You've spent years hearing that hard work is the key to success. And yeah, work matters, but there's something even more powerful: systematic mental programming. Millionaires don't think like you do. They've learned to use their minds like a magnet for abundance, and that magnet has a name: autosuggestion. Want to know how to activate it? Keep watching this video until the end, apply what you learn, and in 30 days you'll notice a tangible difference in your life. It's not magic, it's applied science, and it's about to change your reality forever. Before we go on, hit that notification bell right now. What you're about to learn could be the most profitable knowledge you'll ever gain, and you don't want to miss our upcoming videos on the principles that have created more millionaires than any other teaching. Autosuggestion is the most powerful tool for reprogramming your subconscious mind, and it works whether you believe in it or not. Why? Because your subconscious accepts as absolute truth any thought repeated often enough with enough emotion. This is the first major principle you need to grasp. 1. The transformative power of repetition with emotion. Your subconscious doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. It just records what you consistently send it with feeling. Napoleon Hill found that every person who built extraordinary wealth had one thing in common: they repeated their desires with unshakable conviction until those desires became a dominant obsession. Think of it this way: every thought you have creates a neural pathway. When you repeat that thought over and over, that pathway gets stronger. It's like walking through a field of tall grass. The first time, you barely leave a mark. But if you walk the same path every day, you'll eventually create a clear, defined trail. That's how your brain works. How many times have you told yourself, "I can't afford that," or "that's not for people like me"? Every time you repeat those phrases, you're carving a neural pathway toward scarcity. Millionaires do the exact opposite. They repeat affirmations of abundance and success until they become their reality. Here's your first exercise. Every morning and every night, say your deepest desire out loud as if you've already achieved it. But don't do it mechanically. Do it with all the emotion you can muster. Feel the joy, gratitude, and excitement as if it's already yours. For example, don't say, "I want to be financially free." Instead, say, "I'm endlessly grateful because I'm now financially free, with a monthly income of specific amount that grows steadily." As you say it, close your eyes and feel that financial freedom in every fiber of your being. Sounds too simple? That's why most people never try it, but those who do it consistently and with emotion see results others would call luck or privilege. It's neither. It's the systematic application of a natural law. Napoleon Hill found that autosuggestion is most effective when paired with another powerful technique: detailed visualization. And that's what we'll cover next. 2. The transformative power of detailed visualization. Your brain processes mental images as real experiences. This is a scientific fact that millionaires have leveraged for decades. When you vividly visualize achieving your goals, your brain releases the same neurotransmitters it would if you were actually experiencing that success. Hill noticed that Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, all of them had an extraordinary ability to see their inventions and businesses before they physically existed. They didn't just vaguely imagine it. They saw it so clearly it became an undeniable certainty. Ever been so lost in a thought that you forgot about time? That's the level of focus you need for effective visualization. When your visualization is so vivid you can smell, taste, and feel your success, you're sending your subconscious an unmistakable message. This is real. Get ready to receive it. Here's your second exercise. Spend 10 minutes every day visualizing your goal as if it's already achieved. With so much detail, it feels like a memory, not a fantasy. If your goal is a thriving business, picture your office. Feel the weight of your phone as you talk to big clients. Hear the sound of sales notifications hitting your inbox. The more sensory-rich your visualization, the more powerful it is. Ordinary people visualize vaguely and sporadically. Millionaires visualize with photographic precision and do it daily. Which do you think gets better results? Remember this phrase: vivid mental images are the fingerprints you leave on the door to your future. Repeat it every time you start your visualization session. But there's one factor that exponentially amplifies the power of autosuggestion and visualization. A factor without which both techniques might not work. We'll talk about that next. 3. The power of faith and unshakable conviction. Autosuggestion without conviction is like a car without gas. It looks like a vehicle, but it's not going anywhere. Napoleon Hill discovered that faith, not religious faith, but absolute certainty in achieving your goals, was the catalyst that turned thoughts into reality. Faith is a state of mind that can be induced or created through affirmation or repeated instructions to the subconscious, Hill wrote. In simple terms, you can deliberately build faith. You don't need to be born with it. Think of your subconscious as a loyal servant. If you give it orders with doubt or fear, it'll assume you're not serious about the command. But if you give instructions with absolute certainty, it'll move the universe to make them happen. Ever met someone who, despite all evidence to the contrary, remains absolutely convinced of their imminent success? They're not delusional. They're applying the principle of unshakable faith. Here's the key. They act as if failure is impossible, and that attitude alone eliminates most obstacles. Millionaires don't wait to feel faith before acting. They act as if they already have faith, and that eventually creates real faith. It's a virtuous cycle. You act with confidence, get small results. Those results strengthen your faith, which leads to bolder actions and bigger results. Here's your third exercise. Identify a limiting belief you have about money or success. Maybe you think money corrupts, or you can't be rich and a good person. Now, create an affirmation that directly contradicts that belief. If you believe money corrupts, your new affirmation could be, money amplifies who I already am, and I choose to be generous and positive, so wealth lets me do more good in the world. Repeat this affirmation every time the limiting belief pops up. Don't fight it, just replace it. Over time, the new belief will grow stronger, and the old one will weaken. Most people live with limiting beliefs they don't even know they have. They're like fish who don't realize they're in water. But now that you're aware, you can change the water you swim in. Remember this phrase: faith isn't hoping things will happen. It's the absolute certainty they've already happened in the mental plane, and it's only a matter of time before they manifest physically. Repeat it when your conviction wavers. But autosuggestion, visualization, and faith have a deadly enemy you must eliminate if you want results. We'll cover that next. If you're getting value from this video, make sure to hit the like button and share it with someone who needs this info. It could change their life like it's changing yours. 4. Eliminating the toxic influence of others' opinions. Napoleon Hill identified one of the main reasons most people fail to achieve success: their susceptibility to others' negative opinions. Your mental environment is just as important as your inner dialogue. The human mind is susceptible to suggestion from external sources as well as autosuggestion, Hill observed. The problem is most people are constantly exposed to negative suggestions. Family doubting their dreams, friends projecting their fears, media pushing scarcity and limitation. If you're feeding your mind positive autosuggestions but letting your environment bombard you with negativity, you're trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. No matter how much water you pour in, it'll never fill. Ever notice how some people leave you feeling drained and demotivated, while others energize and inspire you? That's not random. It's a real energy exchange that directly impacts your mental programming. True millionaires are incredibly selective about the influences they allow in their lives. Not just people, but the information they consume, the conversations they engage in, and the environments they frequent. They know every experience is a form of programming. Here's your fourth exercise. Do a 7-day negativity fast. Cut out all negative news, limit time with pessimistic people, stop complaining, and avoid problem-focused conversations. Instead, fill that space with inspiring content, constructive conversations, and people who lift you up. At first, this might feel extreme. Negativity is addictive, and like any addiction, it comes with withdrawal symptoms. But after a few days, you'll notice a mental clarity and positive energy you haven't felt before. It's like cleaning your car's windshield after weeks of driving with a blurry view. Remember this phrase: your mind is a sacred garden. Don't let just anyone plant there. Repeat it whenever you need to set boundaries with negative influences. But there's one final component without which all these techniques might remain mere mental exercises. The component that turns autosuggestion into tangible results. We'll cover that next. 5. Inspired action as the bridge between the mental and physical. Napoleon Hill was clear. Knowledge isn't power, it's potential power. It becomes power only when organized into definite plans and directed toward a specific goal. In other words, autosuggestion without action is just daydreaming. What many don't understand about autosuggestion is that it's not just about thinking positive. It's about reprogramming your subconscious to recognize and seize opportunities you'd otherwise miss, and to inspire you to take actions you wouldn't have considered before. True millionaires don't separate mental work from physical work. They understand both are part of the same process. Autosuggestion shifts your thought patterns, which shifts your emotional patterns, which shifts your behavior patterns, which ultimately shifts your results. Ever had a moment of sudden inspiration where you got a brilliant idea or felt an inexplicable urge to contact someone, only to find that action opened an unexpected door? That's inspired action, the direct result of a subconscious mind properly programmed through autosuggestion. Unlike forced action, which comes from fear or obligation, inspired action flows naturally and almost effortlessly. You don't have to push yourself to do it. You feel a natural enthusiasm and inner certainty that it's the right move. Millionaires have mastered living in this state of inspired action. They don't work harder than others, they work from a different place. Their work doesn't feel like work because it flows from perfect alignment between their desires, beliefs, and actions. Here's your fifth exercise. After each autosuggestion and visualization session, ask yourself, what specific action, no matter how small, can I take today to move closer to my goal? Then, take that action immediately, without delay. This instant connection between thought and action strengthens the neural circuit that turns intentions into realities. Over time, you'll notice your actions become more intuitive and effective. Instead of scattering your energy in 1,000 directions, you'll find yourself taking exactly the right actions at exactly the right time, as if a higher intelligence is guiding you. And in a way it is. It's your subconscious operating at its full potential. Remember this phrase. Action without vision is like shooting without aiming, but vision without action is a dream that never wakes up. Repeat it whenever you're tempted to stay in mental work without taking the leap into action. When you master autosuggestion, visualization, unshakable faith, eliminate negative influences, and take inspired action, you enter a state Napoleon Hill called the mastermind. It's a state where your conscious and subconscious minds work in perfect harmony, aligned with your deepest desires, manifesting your goals with a precision that seems miraculous to those who don't understand these principles. People who've mastered these 5 principles don't hope for good things to happen. They create the mental and energetic conditions for good things to be inevitable. They don't look for opportunities. They attract opportunities like a magnet, attracts iron because they've programmed their minds to recognize and seize them. And the most powerful part? Anyone can do this. You don't need a fancy education, special connections, or extraordinary talent. You just need to understand these mental laws and apply them with discipline and persistence. If you've made it this far, you've already taken the first step. You've shown you have the determination to change your life. Now you have the tools. The rest is up to you. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have everything they want, while others, just as smart and hard-working, struggle constantly? The answer isn't in external circumstances. It's in internal programming. Napoleon Hill said it perfectly. Whatever the human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. He didn't say some minds. He said the human mind, your mind, my mind, the mind of anyone who decides to apply these principles. The question isn't whether these principles work. It's proven they do, and they've created more wealth than any other system of thought in history. The real question is, will you apply them? The next 30 days could completely change the trajectory of your life. It all starts with a decision to reprogram your mind for success instead of survival. A decision to believe in what you can achieve instead of what you've been told is realistic. A decision to live deliberately instead of by default. Right now, write this affirmation in the comments. I choose to program my mind for abundance and success using the power of autosuggestion. Starting today, I'll become a magnet for prosperity. Write it as a public commitment to yourself and your future. This simple act is already activating the principles we've discussed. You're making an affirmative statement, autosuggestion, creating a mental image of your future success, visualization, showing faith in these principles, stepping away from negativity, and taking a concrete action toward your goal. If this video has impacted you, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to get more content that'll transform your mind and, by extension, your physical reality. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. You could be changing their life. Remember, autosuggestion is the gateway to an extraordinary life, but you're the one who has to turn the key. Start today. Start now. Your millionaire future is waiting.